Hello, YouTube. We are back for the attack in relation to Saucedogcomics X-Men #1. Okay, so what are we going to do today? Today is just going to be a quick upload. It's going to be an overview. I really did not, I don't believe I did, take out the cover and the back and the little pieces and really explore what we're dealing with here. The interior is still in my bookbinding press, and it's doing awesome. It's nice and flat and smooth, and I'm very happy with the leaf casting and the repairs. It's spot on. I couldn't have done any better, in my opinion. And I think it really turned out well. Just a side note, today is Wednesday when this is going to be uploaded. Now, this Saturday is my channel's 3,000 subscriber giveaway. I have just a small portion of the books in the back on my backsplash right here. And it's going to take place on Saturday, May 2nd. So get in it to win it. And what you have to do is you have to find the entry upload, you have to make a comment, you have to subscribe. And I've been very satisfied with the traffic I've been getting, so it must be a really good giveaway. We're giving away a slab, Golden Age. We're giving away Bronze Age, Silver Age. This is Bronze. It's a reprint. We're giving away good books. And the reason why I'm giving away good books is because I enjoy and I truly appreciate my subscribers and followers. So enough of me babbling and talking. Let's get to the nitty-gritty of this upload, because Sauce Dog probably wants his book back. I'm sure he's okay with it. He's getting a nice job, but I want to get this out of the Jerry the Jitterbug lair. And I want to get it off the CGC so we can figure out if we achieved our goal of making a conserved grade from many different pieces of an X-Men #1. So what do we got here? We got the front cover of X-Men #1. It's in okay shape. It's not in the best shape, as you can see. There is a lot of Marvel chipping, is that what the professionals call it, on the side. There is some pieces missing right here from Magneto. Now, Sauce Dog did tell me that there was tape, and I just want to make sure that there isn't any tackiness, because if we're going to be doing this work and then all of a sudden there's tackiness on the cover, it's not good, because although we can live with it, I just don't want to give CGC an opportunity to say, hey, this is not a conserved book because there's some type of adhesive on it. Now, it is a little stuck on the backer board, so I'm just going to slowly rock it back and forth, and we're going to slide it off. And it appears right here, it looks like there is some form of adhesive. So we're going to get rid of this backer board, and then I'm going to take the cover and I'm going to slide it over very delicately, because this is not the strongest front cover that I've seen in a Silver Age book. It does have a lot going on here in relation to rips and chips and things of that nature. And that's why I always like to use my tool, because you can get in underneath the cover and you can manipulate it to flip it around. You use your hands, they're not as delicate. So really, watch, I'll just put it over like this. I'll use my tool, I'll lift it up, and then I'll be able to flip it around. So here's the back of the cover. We have a rip here. Obviously, we have the pieces missing. And I just want to feel with the tips of my finger to make sure that there isn't any tackiness, and it seems pretty good. So what you also can see is there's a lot of tanning on this page. So we're at a crossroads. We're at a dilemma right now. And the dilemma is, what type of aqueous treatment are we going to do on the cover? Now, I'll tell you right now that there's a few things in life that I'm scared of. And one of them is Silver Age covers. Silver Age DC, Silver Age Marvel. They are not the hardiest. And you may say, hey, Jerry, you're like a broken record. You say this over and over, but it's true. And for that reason, I really don't want to go crazy with an aqueous treatment, because I do not want to run risk that we have any color loss whatsoever. So what I may do is just a quick aqueous spray, and I'll try to remove some of the tanning in relation to the cover by putting it in the bookbinding press with paper towels and Rimet, and you'll see it will suck out the impurities and it will lighten up the page. We're not going to make this bright white. It's not happening. And Sauce Dog, I'm sorry if that's what you anticipated. I hope you're not disappointed, because it's a cost-benefit analysis. I don't use blue lights and all of that jazz, which may lighten it better, but it's, in my opinion, something that you don't want to run risk doing with a Silver Age book of this magnitude, because by doing it that way, you are going to possibly have color lift, and that's not a positive thing. In addition, who are we fooling? Okay, who are we fooling? What is our goal? If we are going to whiten this bright white, you're looking at a cover that is ripped up, chipped, has rips, missing chunks. You're not fooling anyone. So I'm going to try to lighten it up a little bit, but it's not going to be a super major lightening. It's going to be a gradual lightening so we can leaf cast this and make one cover out of 2 books. And as we know here, this is the back of the X-Men #1 cover, but this is from Sergeant Fury, the Sergeant Fury book, #3, I believe it is. And this was the donor back cover. And the donor back cover, to be honest, is in better shape, obviously, than the cover. And as you can see, it is a little lighter, not much. They're pretty consistent with one another. So I think they both will fare well with a nice aqueous bath. Now, if you're watching this, Sauce Dog, I can lighten this up and soak it a little bit with chloramine tea, and the whites will become whiter. There's no doubt about that. But I wouldn't recommend doing it, because we are doing a conservation project. And again, we're not fooling anyone. So what do we got here? We have a little plastic container, and inside it appears that there are pieces of the front cover that we're going to deal with as well. That Sauce Dog told me that he was able to salvage, and we're going to try to reattach the pieces that are in here to the front cover. And I'm going to do it a little different. I've been thinking about it a lot, how I'm going to reattach it. In the past, I used to use Tengojo paper to make a whole cover of the back, meaning cover the back of the cover with Tengojo, and then I glue the pieces on. But I decided that I don't want to do that for this book, because what happens is a lot of times little pieces do not adhere as well as they should. So I'm not doing that approach. The next approach that I thought that I want to do is I am going to leaf cast it, and then when the book is still wet with the leaf casting, I am going to use my tweezers, and what we're going to do is we are going to install the small pieces over the leaf casting. I don't know if that's making sense. I think it is, where what will happen is you'll be able to see on the front the graphics. I'll be able to attach them, but in the back you're going to see leaf casting. And I think that's going to be a better approach in order to make it where the book is able to be read. Because once you start doing it where you glue little pieces on, I always leaf cast the back anyway, so we're going to try this approach. So right here you have this piece that is connected, so that's a nice big portion of the cover that we're going to be able to put in. I don't see this section. I must have lost about 50% of my viewers. I know this is not the best in conservation, but it's an important part of the process because we have to explain what we're doing. And look at this. Here are some more pieces, and I'm going to have to do a little a puzzle, because I have to figure out where these pieces go. And does this go here? And it does look like it goes here, or maybe not. Yes. And then we're going to have to figure out if this is connected to here. I'll work that out. I really would like to have that piece of the helmet, because if we don't have that, it's just going to be a big hole with leaf casted filling. But you know what? It's not going to be that bad. I may revise how I'm going to do this, because there is a lot of chunks that are here. So we may use a Tengojo method. I haven't decided yet. I have to first do the puzzle, and then after we're done with the puzzle, I'll figure out how we're going to put it together. I do feel that there is a little adhesive on these pieces, so I'm going to have to address that as well. So right there we have a piece of Magneto's arm, so that's nice. So this is looking pretty good. And then what else do we have? We have this piece, and hopefully, is this a part of the helmet? Is this the missing piece? Is this the missing link? If it is, that would be awesome. And look at that. Bam, bam, bam. So I essentially have the whole thing, and I'll be able to put this back together. So this is a really nice looking, decent looking cover. And I honestly think I want to put this together by use of the method that I said, because we have too many pieces flying around, and when you try to leaf cast all of these together, it gets shifted and it starts to move. So this is a pretty good start with going over all of these little pieces. And what do we got here? We got some of the writing right here. Look at that. Wow. So, you know what, Sauce Dog? You have a pretty good cover here. And I think I'll be able to connect all these pieces, at least in a fashion that you'll be happy with. But it's not going to be 100% perfect, because you're going to see the seams, and that's why perhaps my approach would be better by leaf casting it and then adding these pieces on when it's still wet. Because like I said, I still would, when I leaf casted this book, I still would cover these areas a little bit with casting, because you want to keep it on, you want to keep it where it stays, and the leaf casting just in the cracks, to me, it's not the best method. These two will work out at a later time, and I think that's it, guys, for this upload. So what I'll do is I'll sign off, and I hope you enjoyed it. I am going to take photos. Unlike what I did for the interior, I think it's very important, and I have to do a thumbnail. Maybe I'll get more people viewing my channel than 400, 500. God forbid, I'm only working on an X-Men #1, and most likely I'm going to get a conserved grade. I don't know when these algorithms are going to hit, but this is going to be an awesome project, and hopefully soon more action will happen with my channel. So guys, thank you. I may have babbled a lot, but I appreciate you stopping by. We have a nice framework, what we're going to do, and we're going to get this going. The whole cover, working on it's probably going to take, I would say, 3 to 4 uploads, and we'll be done with this book probably in about 5 uploads or 6 uploads, around there. And then we'll be off to CGC. So I appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate you supporting the channel, and stay tuned.